Hello, and welcome to the podcast. This is the first episode of the podcast Mastery. Hello, you. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast Awakening to Mastery. My name is Daniela. I am a personal coach, a trainer, a writer, an inspirator, and a creator. I am from Holland. I'm 44 years old. I have two boys of 12 and 14 years old. And I don't know if it's relevant, but I am divorced. I run my own business. I run my own household. And yes, I'm a single mom. And 2-3 years ago, I started my company, Mastery. I developed my own method in teaching people from a holistic perspective how to navigate their own life. I teach people how to take back their proactive role in their life, to step behind the steering wheel, take their hands on the wheel, and dedicate and focus on their own path. So I teach people about psychology, about understanding your inside world, understanding the outside world, and becoming in alignment with your purpose. And for me, it doesn't matter which system I work with, whether it's a team, whether it's a person, whether we are talking about professional development, personal development, spiritual development, organization development. If I look at a system, I see where there is a lack of balance and a lack of alignment. Now, in this series of podcasts, and especially during the month of December, I'm going to share with you what I have learned in my personal life, what I have written about in my teachings, what I have learned in awakening to the mastery of my own life, and what I would like to share with you. During the month of December, we're going to talk about everything that it takes to ignite self-love, to ignite your own light, so you are going to be able to share it with others. Because there's nothing more important during the month of Christmas to be able to receive and to share the true gift. Because I know it's really interesting, all these beautiful Advent calendars and all these commercials about all these things that you want and that you like to have. Perfumes, makeup, clothes, watches. Christmas has turned into a one big commercial sales act. And I think we should be going back to the essence of Christmas, right back to the essence of the beginning of Christmas. Now, that's going to be quite a little bit challenging, but like a good challenge. I really do think that even through the systems that we now live in, we have lost the connection to the spiritual essence, to the holistic essence of our well-being, of our life, of our true nature. And I see the result of that every day in my practice. I have people coming to me that are burned out, that are depressed, that are lost, that are lonely. And it is my feeling and my knowing that this is because most of us have lost the connection to our heart, to our spirit, to the nature around us, to being really connected to our emotions, to the emotions of the people around us, and to the life force energy that is given to us through nature, through, well, all the natural, normal beings, things that have nothing to do with gifts, with wrapping, with having things. It is about feeling things, about becoming at peace with yourself, about finding joy within yourself, about truly feeling love for yourself. And it is only through the heart that you will be able to also start sharing that love and light with others. Okay, so this episode I'm going to dedicate at the 1st of December to the start of the Advent calendar month. And this month is all about self-love and light. But I don't think we should start right away at the part that is all about being loving and being happy, because I think December is a very challenging month for a lot of us. I think there are people who are struggling with this month, who deal with fear, with loneliness, with loss, with grief, with sadness, with all of these things that become very confronting in this month, because yes, it turned out into a commercial circus, but it still is also about sharing with your family and with your loved ones. And when you have struggle with family and you have lost loved ones and you find yourself feeling very lonely and depressed, this is an exceptional, difficult month. So this episode is dedicated to the darkness instead of to the light. And I really want to start with you at the beginning of December by talking about this darkness before we can turn it into the light. And I would like to share with you today 6 of the things that I have learned in my life that have helped me, that have confronted me with that darkness, because I found them seriously lying on the floor, being lonely, after I had just gotten divorced and found myself all by myself without my children, having to let go of that what I so loved and so treasured, and I had to let it go, because part of my choice of self-love at that moment, choosing for my own well-being, was taking and accepting the consequences of not being with my children every day anymore. And on top of the grief of having to end the relationship, which takes a tremendous load of time, of responsibility, of being brave, of all of those hard things and times you have to go through before you can integrate a decision like getting divorced, especially with young children around you, and express that to your partner, to your children. It is extremely, extremely difficult. And on top of that, I had to face the consequences of choosing for my own self-love by dealing with the fact that I wouldn't be with my children anymore every day. And I even had to let my children go to someone that I didn't trust at that point, that had hurt me, that, well, it was a very dark period, a very dark period. And it is one example of the dark periods in my life that have taught me so much. So let me share with you 6 things I learned and see if I can inspire you, make you feel understood, make you be not so alone in what you're going through. Because remember, we are all one, we are all the same. We all go through hardships in life, and we all live through darkness and pain. And I truly believe that there is always a gift in that darkness, and that there is always a reason and a lesson if you can and accept to look at your destiny. It will give you inspiration to also come to acceptance of your destination, because your destiny and your destination on the path of life are one. And it is through awakening to that destiny that has been given to you. And it is both the light and the darkness that you carry with you and that you experience on your path of life that will unfold and awaken truths inside and around you that are going to ask mastery of you to navigate through, to get through the darkness, to be able to arrive at the destiny of the life that you carry with you in potential. And we all have different paths. We all have different processes in this awakening, in the mastery, in our destiny, but we are never alone. We all walk alongside of each other, and we all deal with the same type of lessons, because in the end, they are all lessons about love, about self-love, about love for others, about love in a much broader perspective than only the romantic prince on the white horse love that we get taught. It is about love for ourselves. It's about love for our family. It's about love for the people around us, who we meet, who we learn from. It is about love for nature, for animals, for everything that carries life force that comes into your experience or that lacks love. And let's look at that dark side, because, oh yeah, we all come to learn about love, but we learn those lessons in the darkness. Right. So hi, schat. Wat is... So let's look at the 6 lessons that I would like to share with you that talk about my experience, what I learned from dark to light. Number 1, you can't run away from yourself. You can move to the other side of the world, but wherever you go, there you are. And this is something I see around me and I experienced while trying to get out of a marriage and really thinking and feeling that that was going to give me the liberty and the freedom and the peace of mind and the love in my heart when I would just get out of one relationship. But what I found, and I actually moved a couple of times as well. I think I moved 12 times in a period of 10 years. I was very restless. But what I felt in the end is that you have to face your own demons inside of yourself. You will have to face the fact why you feel uncomfortable, anxious, stressed, guilty, lonely inside of yourself. And it's through the relationships that we get triggered, that we get mirrored, what it is we are actually having to deal with, but not wanting to face yet. And until we sit down with ourselves, feel what it is we need to feel from timelines that seem long gone, but in fact still impact our here and now. It's until that, when we stop running away, when we stop jumping from one situation into another, or one relationship into another, or hoping that something, somewhere, someone, something will happen, and all of a sudden, all the anxiety and all that you carry with you will be gone, is an illusion. It is an illusion. It's only through awakening to the mastery that you will have to gain in your own life about yourself that you will find a light. So that was number one. Number two is a very difficult one for me. It says, blood is not thicker than water. When the person is toxic, if someone is treating you badly, even if you share the same genes, protect yourself from them. And especially during the month of December and Christmas, this is a very hard one for everyone to deal with. And it's a hard one for me to still deal with, because yes, I would still love to have that family table of a happy family around me and share Christmas with all of the people that I share genes with. But unfortunately, that has not been my destiny, and not part of my destination either. And I have tried and tried and tried, and given chances, and had hard conversations, and did everything that I had in my influence. And even I tried to accept much lesser versions of relationships that I wanted. But in the end, it meant for me that I had to break these relationships, end them. And that's a hard one. That's a very hard one. And if you're in that if you're in that situation, I want you to know that you're not alone. And it's hard, but the only thing you can do is protect yourself, to be the parent that you didn't have, to be the husband or the wife that you didn't meet, that you now have to take care of that beautiful boy or that beautiful girl inside of you, and give yourself what you deserve, no less. And if you are dealing with making these decisions, remember that even putting relationships on pause will help you to feel the difference in living without toxicity. Because toxicity around you will bring your light down. It'll slow your healing. It'll slow your light. It'll keep you in darkness. It'll keep you in drama. And the only thing you can do from the perspective of mastery is to stand up, straighten your spine, open your heart to yourself in the first place, because that's where the light comes in and shines out. And if that heart keeps being hurt, it cannot shine. So you need to look after your own candle. So create space. Create boundaries. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say, this is my space, these are my feelings, and that is your space, and those are your feelings. Because without boundaries, there is no self-love. And without self-love, there will be no healthy, loving, light relationships around you either. It's a very, very harsh truth, but unfortunately, fact. Ja, schat. Number 3 of the life lessons I learned. If you're always learning from your mistakes, self-reflecting, and working on improving yourself, then you're way ahead of most people on this planet. If you take responsibility in each situation, which eventually means start accepting the truth as it is, start being very, very honest with yourself and look at your contribution in each situation instead of being pulled into defending yourself, hiding yourself as a result of your ego taking over, and you face detaching from your ego, not blaming, not hiding, but pulling up from the occult, that what is unconscious, until that situation where you encounter difficulty, pain, loneliness, anger, fear, whatever it is that's making you uncomfortable. Try to pull it up in your awareness. Try to pull it up in yourself and look at it. Look at what this is trying to teach you. Look at what this is asking of you. Yes, there are people involved and they have not been kind to you, not been treating you the way you wanted to. Things happen and there is a drama triangle, a drama psychology soap series in every situation, in every relationship, where you can be pulled in, dragged in into that drama, and it can take forever to get out once the ego takes over. And if you're trying not to be dragged into that lower dramatic frequency that causes so much chatter in your head, chatter about who is to blame, who did what am I supposed to do to get out of this situation? How can I defend myself? What do I need to say? What did he mean? What did she mean? Why did they do that? Blah, blah, blah. This can go on and on and on and on. But that's drama. That's ego. And if you are able to pull yourself out of that triangle, the Bermuda Triangle of the ego, and you're trying to learn from mistakes, from whatever it is you're being confronted with, you'll grow. You'll grow and evolve. You will create possibilities for yourself to take a step higher, like a game you're playing. You will go a level higher each time, and you will feel the rewards. Not in that situation yet, not when you're trying to pull out, because you're forced sometimes to make difficult decisions, to face difficult emotions, but you will grow. And there's a lot of people who keep on circling around in that drama triangle, the Bermuda Triangle of the ego. Try to pull yourself away from that and expand and grow. You'll be ahead. And this is not a game to win, but you'll be ahead, which is good for your self-love and for your light. Number 4, a life lesson I learned is that the older you get, the more boundaries you need. And it's not about barricading yourself. It's about realizing that people will treat you any which way they want, and that's their prerogative. And what you allow is your prerogative. Again, this is about taking responsibility and being proactive when it comes to self-love. And when we put this in the perspective of the Advent month of December, I want to I want to really make this clear. The first week of Advent in a lot of religions is about hope. It's about hope and hoping that Jesus will be born and the light will come and save us. Now, let's change that around, because I am all about the light that Jesus came to teach us metaphorically. But I do seriously think that without taking responsibility, without setting boundaries, without really accepting that you cannot sit back and just hope, you have to become active in your life if you want to see changes. And it takes years of becoming older before you see that. And the more you start feeling this expansiveness, this freedom, and this bravery that you get with aging, the more you start appreciating being yourself and expressing who you are and becoming and doing what you came here to do, the more important it will be to set boundaries and to accept the fact that if you do not do that, you will not be able to grow into the potential that you carry with you. And just hoping that other people will start treating or doing or being like you would hope them to be is just not enough. I seriously think if we would all take more responsibility and demand self-love and demand respect and harmony in the way we treat each other, but first of all, take responsibility to become that good person that you are. And to be able to become that good person, you will have to say no to people who do not treat you well, who do not treat you with the respect that you deserve. And if we don't show up and place boundaries and face consequences, we will remain accepting things that shouldn't be accepted. And we will create a climate and a culture where it still is normal to have non-loving relationships, whether it's family, whether it's marriages. Set boundaries. Become the inspiring parent, friend that doesn't take shit. Because your children are watching you, your friends are watching you, your family is watching you, and they might not be happy with you in the first place when you start being brave, but in the end, they will respect you and they would wish they would be as brave as you are to demand respect. So, yeah, more boundaries. Number 5, be determined to succeed in what's meaningful to you because of your past, not in spite of it. We all, I've learned that myself, we all carry a destiny. A story that can define you if you don't watch out. The story was there. The experience was there for a reason. It was there to teach you. And if you start to attach yourself to the life story, it'll become you. But it is there to teach you, to elevate you, to make you a better person, and to help you succeed in whatever it is you come here to do and to bring. I would not be able to be a good coach or a good teacher if I wouldn't have been through so much shit myself. And I'm not there yet. I will never be, because I'm still human. I'm still learning. And I always share my life experience with other people because nobody's better than anyone else. And my gift is that I am trying to elevate myself and succeed in setting up this mastery method to be able to share that with other people, because I've learned so much through my life story, and I don't let it get the best of me. So I'm not succeeding in spite of my story, but because of my story. And it actually makes me proud and makes me somewhere grateful for what I've been through, because it has made me a humble, grateful, loving, and I hope inspiring human being. And lastly, number 6. If you are stuck with a life path to take, try making your message. Use the crap that you've been through and how you overcame it to help others who may be struggling, compassionately turning crap into love. Well, that's actually one following up from the last. Accept your life path. Yes, whatever it is you're facing. Don't think you made any mistakes. You are experiencing just what you should be experiencing at this point, however difficult it is. There is a higher purpose, there is a higher reason, and you as well have a life path to take, have a destiny to accept, have a destination and a purpose and a potential to share with others. There is a gift inside of you. There is a gift in all that crap. Yeah. I have turned my life story into a method where I teach people to reconnect, to heal their hearts, to cut cords of ancestral pain that has been handed over generation to generation. I can look back and see lifetimes of emotional hurt in my family. And at the time when I made difficult decisions, when I lost my dad, I was actually relieved, because he was a very difficult person in my life. I loved him, but he's caused a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. At that point in my life, I decided to end my marriage because it was just too much. I was drowning in pain, and my children were drowning with me. There was nothing left for me to do but to get out. And in a few months, I got divorced. I lost my dad. I had a car accident, and I don't know how I lived on a campsite with my children for Christmas. Everything happened at the same time, and it was the hardest thing there is. But I can now say it has always also been the most inspiring thing that I experienced, because in that period, magic happened. I was like lifted up. I really felt I was carried by the hands of a God force. There were multiple angels on my path on this side and the other that helped me get to where I am right now, because I couldn't have orchestrated that, not in the force it was happening to me, and not in the force in how I came to live where I live now, do what I do now. And no, it has not been easy. I have struggled a lot. But I accept my life path. I accept my destiny. And I can truly say, you will be okay. Everything will be okay. You are not alone in going through a mess in your life. You are not alone in taking hard decisions. There is a reason you are going through them. And again, I wouldn't have been where I am right now, a loving person, a good mother, a good coach, if I wouldn't have been through all that crap. From dark to light means accept your darkness, face your demons, start setting boundaries, cut cords, take steps, accept your life path, and there is a light on the other side. There is light in this month of December for you as well, even if there is a lot of darkness right now in your life. I want you to know that you're not alone. If you are looking for a bit of inspiration and light, I invite you into my inner circle, opening today, 1st of December, where I share all of my light and love to inspire people, to connect people. I will leave the link down below, and you are more than welcome to come into my circle, where I share more of these episodes of the Awakening to Mastery podcast and more of my articles and videos and everything I can do this month and beyond to inspire people to create more self-love, to find more light, and to feel connected, because you are always. I'm sending you love and thank you for being here.